because my mother didn't change very much. We kind of knew what the rhythm of the year was. So things like that will change, and how we are part of the support for the monarchy may change slightly. Who knows?
Princess Anne, known for her steadfast commitment to duty and a lifetime of unwavering service to the crown, has made an announcement that has sent shockwaves through the British royal family and captivated global audiences. Her decision to step away from her royal duties marks a profound turning point, not just for her personally, but for the monarchy itself. The gravity of this announcement lies not only in its rarity, but also in the implications it holds for the institution of royalty in a modern world grappling with changing values and priorities. Before we start, smash the like and subscribe buttons for more updates. Princess Anne has long been celebrated as one of the most industrious members of the royal family, balancing a plethora of public engagements, charitable commitments, and a dedication to preserving traditions with a practical, no-nonsense demeanor. This announcement, therefore, feels incongruous with her image, a contrast that invites deeper exploration into what might have motivated her to make such a life-altering decision. For years, Anne's relentless work ethic has been both her trademark and her defining contribution to the crown, often earning her admiration for her refusal to bask in the limelight, despite being one of Queen Elizabeth II's children. Her departure signifies a loss not just of a hard-working royal, but of a stabilizing presence within the family structure. At its core, Anne's decision signals a potential shift in the dynamics of what it means to be a royal in contemporary society. The British royal family, despite its centuries-old traditions, operates within a modern and often unforgiving public arena. Increasing scrutiny, public expectations, and the relentless pace of media coverage are just a few factors that shape the realities of royal life today. For someone like Anne, who has consistently prioritized service over spectacle, stepping away might be seen as a poignant recognition that the monarchy, as an institution, is evolving, and that not all its members may wish to remain active participants in this transformation. Anne's departure also raises questions about how the royal family will manage its public roles moving forward. Over the years, Anne has taken on an impressive array of responsibilities, often overshadowing her younger and less engaged counterparts. Her absence will leave a vacuum that may be difficult to fill, particularly in an era where every public appearance is scrutinized for its relevance, authenticity, and impact. Without Anne's calming and pragmatic presence, the remaining royals will need to reassess how they distribute and manage these duties, potentially placing more pressure on other family members to step up. This announcement comes at a time when public opinion surrounding the monarchy is in flux. Recent years have seen growing debates about the role of the monarchy in modern Britain, with some questioning its relevance and financial burden on taxpayers. Against this backdrop, Anne's departure could be interpreted in many ways. For some, it might reinforce the idea that even the most dutiful members of the royal family are not immune to the strains of this unique lifestyle. For others, it could ignite discussions about whether the monarchy should continue to evolve and potentially slim down its active members, a conversation that has already been broached in recent years. While the reasons behind Anne's decision remain undisclosed, the announcement is a reminder of the immense personal sacrifices that come with royal life. From a young age, Anne was thrust into the public eye, expected to carry the weight of tradition and duty while navigating the pressures of her personal identity. The balance between fulfilling these obligations and maintaining a semblance of individual freedom is a delicate one, and it seems Anne has finally chosen to prioritize the latter. Her choice underscores a universal truth, that even those born into roles of privilege and responsibility are not immune to the desire for change and self-determination. The implications of Anne's decision extend beyond the royal family itself. For the public, her departure may prompt a re-evaluation of how royals are perceived, not as infallible symbols of tradition, but as individuals grappling with their own challenges and limitations. Anne's legacy of dedication and hard work remains intact, but her choice to step away humanizes her in a way that resonates with many people. It reflects a broader societal trend where individuals, regardless of status, are increasingly prioritizing personal well-being and autonomy over long-standing expectations. Moreover, Anne's departure is likely to ignite conversations about generational shifts within the monarchy. With younger royals like William and Kate taking on more prominent roles and the elder generation gradually receding from public life, the royal family is undergoing a period of significant transition. Anne's exit adds to this narrative of change, emphasizing the need for a forward-thinking approach to royal duties. How the monarchy navigates this transition will be critical in determining its continued relevance and connection with the public. It's also worth considering how Anne's decision might influence other members of the royal family. Her announcement could inspire similar reflections among her relatives, particularly those who have grappled with their own roles within the family. The tension between tradition and modernity, between public duty and personal fulfillment, is not unique to Anne. Her choice may set a precedent or serve as a catalyst for further departures or redefinitions of royal roles in the future. For many royal watchers, Anne's departure is tinged with both sadness and admiration. It is difficult to overlook her extraordinary contributions over the decades, from her work with charities and patronages to her tireless representation of the crown on the global stage. Her no-frills approach to royal life has always been a refreshing contrast to the more dramatic sagas often associated with the monarchy, making her decision to leave all the more surprising. Yet it is precisely this practicality and focus on substance over style that likely informed her choice, a recognition that her role as it currently stands may no longer align with her personal goals or vision for the future. This announcement also serves as a poignant reminder of the enduring tension between public and private life for members of the royal family. While the institution itself is steeped in ceremony and tradition, the individuals within it are not immune to the complexities of human experience. Anne's departure highlights the ongoing challenge of balancing these two worlds, a challenge that becomes increasingly pronounced in a modern context, where the lines between public duty and personal freedom are constantly shifting. As the dust settles on this groundbreaking announcement, one can only speculate about what lies ahead for Princess Anne. Will she use her newfound freedom to pursue personal passions or dedicate herself to causes outside the framework of the monarchy? Her steadfast dedication to service suggests she will remain active in some capacity, albeit on her own terms. Whatever path she chooses, it is likely to reflect the same sense of purpose and pragmatism that has defined her life thus far. Anne's decision also invites reflection on the broader role of tradition in a rapidly changing world. The monarchy has always been a symbol of continuity, its rituals and customs providing a sense of stability in times of upheaval. Yet, as Anne's announcement demonstrates, even the most enduring institutions must adapt to remain relevant. Her departure is not just a personal choice, but a moment that encapsulates the evolving nature of royalty in the 21st century, a balancing act between preserving heritage and embracing progress. The news of Princess Anne leaving the royal family represents a monumental shift in the very structure of the monarchy, bringing fresh discussions about its present and future. Her exit not only raises questions about her motivations, but also prompts an examination of the monarchy's adaptability in a rapidly evolving society. As one of the institution's most reliable members, Anne's decision carries profound implications, highlighting the growing tensions between tradition and modernity that the royal family must navigate. Anne's departure is particularly striking because of her historical role as a bridge between old and new within the monarchy. Born into an era when royal duties were defined by rigid protocol, she grew up alongside societal transformations that questioned the monarchy's place in a democratic age. Her ability to balance tradition with a modern sensibility has been a cornerstone of her public service. This decision, however, suggests a deliberate step away from reconciling these competing forces, perhaps signaling that the demands of her position no longer align with her vision of a fulfilling life. It underscores the growing recognition within the royal family that even its most enduring members must adapt to changing circumstances or risk being left behind. The timing of this announcement is particularly significant. The monarchy is in a state of flux, navigating a world that is increasingly skeptical of inherited privilege and unaccountable power. Public sentiment toward the royal family is no longer universally reverent, it is nuanced, critical, and varied across generational lines. Princess Anne's decision to step away from her role comes amid this backdrop, making her departure both a personal and institutional statement. It raises important questions about whether the monarchy, as it is currently structured, can continue to sustain itself in a world that values transparency, equality, and individual freedom over symbolic authority. One of the most immediate consequences of Anne's exit will be felt in the redistribution of her responsibilities. For decades, Anne has maintained one of the busiest schedules of any royal, undertaking hundreds of engagements each year. These include her involvement in charitable organizations, military affiliations, and diplomatic events. Without her steady presence, the monarchy faces a logistical and symbolic challenge in redistributing these duties among remaining family members. This could result in an increased burden on younger royals, particularly William and Kate, who are already navigating the pressures of raising a family while representing the crown in an increasingly visible capacity. It might also place unexpected demands on less senior royals, who may not have been prepared for a heightened public role. The vacuum left by Anne's departure also carries reputational implications. Her dedication to service has long been a stabilizing force for the royal family, projecting an image of diligence and humility that has counterbalanced more controversial aspects of the institution. In a world where public perception is increasingly shaped by social media and 24/7 news cycles, the loss of such a figure could make the royal family more vulnerable to criticism. Without Anne's steadying influence, the monarchy must find new ways to project credibility, relevance, and resilience to an often skeptical audience. While the practical challenges of Anne's departure are significant, the cultural implications are equally profound. Her exit underscores the pressures faced by the modern royal family as it tries to reconcile its historical roots with the expectations of a contemporary audience. For much of her life, Anne has embodied the traditional ethos of royal duty, an unwavering commitment to serving the crown and country. Yet her decision to leave suggests that even the most committed royals can feel constrained by the expectations placed upon them. This has the potential to reshape how the public perceives royal life, breaking down the mystique of privilege to reveal the personal struggles and limitations of those within the institution. Anne's departure also highlights a broader cultural trend: the reevaluation of legacy institutions in a world increasingly defined by individual agency and choice. Across societies, traditional structures, be they political, religious, or cultural, are being scrutinized for their relevance and adaptability. The monarchy, as one of the most visible and enduring symbols of tradition, is not immune to these pressures. Anne's choice to step away could be interpreted as a microcosm of this larger societal shift, a moment that encapsulates the tension between preserving history and embracing progress. For the royal family, this decision serves as a wake-up call. It underscores the need for the institution to evolve not just superficially, but fundamentally. While the monarchy has made strides in modernizing its image, from engaging with digital platforms to addressing social issues, the essence of its structure remains rooted in a hierarchical, hereditary system. Anne's departure challenges this status quo, suggesting that even within the family itself, there may be differing visions of what it means to serve the crown in the 21st century. The international dimension of this announcement cannot be overlooked. The British monarchy is not just a national institution, it is a global symbol representing British history, culture, and influence. Anne's departure is likely to resonate far beyond the United Kingdom, prompting discussions about the role of royalty in other constitutional monarchies. In countries like Canada, Australia, and New Zealand, where the British monarch serves as head of state, such an event could reignite debates about republicanism and the future of the Commonwealth. For these nations, Anne's exit may symbolize a broader questioning of the monarchy's relevance in a globalized, multicultural world. Another aspect worth considering is how Anne's departure might influence public perceptions of other royals. Over the years, Anne has stood apart from the more glamorous or controversial members of her family, earning respect for her low-profile yet impactful approach to duty. With her stepping away, there may be increased scrutiny on how other royals compare in terms of work ethic, dedication, and public engagement. This could lead to heightened expectations for some and intensified criticism for others, further complicating the family's public relations challenges. The financial implications of Anne's departure also warrant attention. Although she has never been one to flaunt wealth or privilege, her royal status has undoubtedly afforded her certain financial advantages, from access to crown resources to the prestige associated with her name. Stepping away from the royal family may necessitate changes in how she funds her personal and professional endeavors. This could set a precedent for how other royals manage their finances when they choose to leave the fold, a topic that has already sparked controversy in other contexts. Furthermore, Anne's departure raises questions about her legacy and how it will be remembered within the context of the monarchy's history. Her years of service have been marked by a quiet but profound impact, from her work with Save the Children to her advocacy for equestrian sports. Stepping away from her royal duties does not erase these contributions. Rather, it adds a new dimension to her story. It frames her as a figure who not only upheld tradition, but also had the courage to chart her own course when the time was right. Anne's decision is also likely to inspire broader conversations about the mental and emotional toll of public service. For years, the narrative surrounding royals has focused on their privilege and status, often overlooking the sacrifices they make in terms of privacy, autonomy, and personal fulfillment. Anne's choice to step back sheds light on these sacrifices, offering a rare glimpse into the human side of royalty. It serves as a reminder that behind the pomp and pageantry lies a complex web of personal struggles and aspirations. This announcement also brings into focus the role of media in shaping the narrative around the royal family. As one of the less sensationalized royals, Anne has often flown under the radar, allowing her work to speak for itself. However, her decision to leave is likely to attract significant media attention, potentially reshaping how she is perceived by the public. It will be interesting to see whether the media portrays her choice as a moment of personal empowerment or frames it within a more critical narrative about the state of the monarchy. Anne's departure invites reflection on what the royal family represents in today's world. For centuries, the monarchy has been a symbol of continuity, a thread that connects the present with the past. Yet as society evolves, so too must the symbols that define it. Anne's decision to step away underscores the need for the monarchy to redefine itself, not just as a relic of history, but as a living institution that can adapt to the needs and values of the modern era. As the royal family and the public come to terms with this historic announcement, the implications of Anne's departure will continue to unfold. It is a moment that forces both the monarchy and society to grapple with questions of identity, relevance, and the balance between tradition and progress. Anne's choice is not just a personal milestone, it is a chapter in the ongoing story of the British monarchy, one that will shape its future in ways both profound and unexpected. Her legacy, marked by decades of service and a courageous step toward personal freedom, will endure as a powerful symbol of what it means to balance duty with individuality in an ever-changing world. Princess Anne's departure from the royal family marks an unprecedented juncture in the history of the monarchy, compelling a deeper understanding of its multifaceted implications. Beyond the immediate shock, the event provides a profound commentary on the intersection of personal agency, institutional rigidity, and societal expectations. With Anne's exit, the delicate tapestry of royal life is left altered, raising questions about its future role and relevance in an era defined by individuality and shifting cultural paradigms. One of the most striking aspects of Princess Anne's departure is how it disrupts the traditional narrative of royal continuity. Since its inception, the monarchy has thrived on the perception of unwavering constancy. Each member of the family has been seen as a cog in the larger machinery of tradition and duty, their personal identities often subsumed by the collective image of the crown. Anne's decision challenges this notion, signaling that even within the monarchy, individual priorities can take precedence over institutional expectations. This departure is not simply an isolated personal choice. It is a landmark moment in redefining what royal service entails. Anne's exit also sheds light on the increasing complexity of balancing public and private life for the royals. For decades, the monarchy has functioned under the assumption that its members could seamlessly embody dual roles, as representatives of an enduring institution and as individuals with their own aspirations and challenges. Anne's decision to step away punctuates the inherent difficulty of maintaining this balance. It suggests that even the most experienced and devoted royals are not immune to the cumulative pressures of relentless public scrutiny and the weight of inherited responsibility. The impact of this decision reverberates across the very fabric of royal identity, prompting a re-evaluation of its foundational tenets. The monarchy has long been synonymous with continuity and duty, its members embodying a collective identity rather than personal individualities. However, Anne's departure reorients the narrative toward a more humanized understanding of royal roles. This shift could inspire a reimagining of royal identity as less about rigid tradition and more about adaptability and personal authenticity. For the public, the announcement raises important questions about how they engage with the monarchy as an institution. Anne's departure may act as a mirror, reflecting society's evolving expectations of public figures. In an age increasingly defined by transparency and relatability, the traditional model of untouchable, almost mythical royals is losing its resonance. Anne's choice might signify a new era in which the royals are perceived as more accessible and relatable, their personal struggles mirroring those faced by ordinary people. This evolution in perception could redefine the monarchy's role in the public consciousness, moving it closer to a symbol of shared humanity than distant grandeur. The broader cultural significance of this event cannot be overstated. Princess Anne's choice underscores a global trend toward redefining legacy institutions in light of modern values. Across the world, institutions that once seemed immutable are being challenged to evolve in response to changing societal dynamics. Anne's decision reflects the larger cultural pivot toward prioritizing individuality, well-being, and authenticity over conformity to traditional norms. It reinforces the idea that even the most time-honored structures are not immune to the forces of change. This moment also brings the generational divide within the royal family into sharper focus. Princess Anne represents a generation of royals who were deeply rooted in the traditions of duty and service. Her decision to step away contrasts with the approaches of younger royals, who are often seen as more willing to question and reinterpret their roles. This divergence highlights the evolving nature of royal responsibilities and the tensions that arise when trying to harmonize different generational perspectives within the same institution. The absence of Princess Anne will inevitably have a ripple effect on the operational dynamics of the royal family. For years, she has been a linchpin, quietly shouldering a significant portion of the royal workload without seeking the limelight. Her departure will necessitate a redistribution of these duties, placing greater strain on the remaining active members of the family. This shift could result in a reconfiguration of the monarchy's public engagements, possibly prompting a leaner, more focused approach to its roles and responsibilities. Furthermore, the financial implications of her exit are worth examining. The royal family's operations are intricately tied to its public image, and Anne's departure could influence how resources are allocated and how the institution justifies its expenditures to taxpayers. Without Anne's robust portfolio of engagements and her understated yet effective approach to royal service, the monarchy may find itself under increased pressure to demonstrate its value to the public. This financial scrutiny could catalyze broader discussions about the sustainability of the monarchy in its current form. Anne's departure also underscores the gendered dynamics within the royal family. Historically, women in the monarchy have often been cast in supporting roles, their contributions overshadowed by those of their male counterparts. Anne, however, defied this narrative, carving out a space for herself as one of the most active and influential royals. Her decision to leave raises questions about whether her gender played a role in shaping her experiences, and whether her departure will inspire other royal women to assert greater autonomy in their lives. Internationally, the implications of Anne's departure could be significant. The British monarchy is a global institution, and its members often serve as cultural ambassadors on the world stage. Anne's absence from this role could alter how the monarchy is perceived abroad, potentially shifting its influence and symbolic resonance in countries where the royal family holds ceremonial significance. This development might even spark discussions about the role of royalty in Commonwealth nations, some of which have already begun to question their ties to the crown. Another intriguing dimension of this announcement is its potential to reshape the narrative around mental health and well-being within the royal family. Anne's departure could serve as a turning point in how the institution approaches the emotional and psychological challenges faced by its members. Her choice to prioritize personal freedom over traditional expectations may inspire broader conversations about the importance of mental health and the need for support systems within the royal framework. Princess Anne's departure also has symbolic resonance in terms of gender equality within the monarchy. As one of the few senior female royals to consistently prioritize service over spectacle, her exit might encourage a deeper examination of how women's roles are perceived and valued within the institution. It could inspire future generations of royal women to take a more active role in shaping their destinies, challenging traditional norms, and redefining what it means to serve the crown. This moment also has profound implications for the concept of legacy. For much of her life, Anne's legacy seemed firmly tied to her relentless dedication to duty. Her decision to step away adds a new layer to this narrative, framing her as a trailblazer who chose authenticity over obligation. This redefinition of legacy could have a lasting impact on how future royals approach their roles, encouraging them to view legacy not as a static concept but as something that can evolve over time. Moreover, Anne's departure raises questions about the monarchy's adaptability in a digital age. The rise of social media and 24/7 news coverage has fundamentally altered how the public engages with royal life. In this context, Anne's exit could be seen as a response to the challenges of maintaining privacy and dignity in an increasingly intrusive media landscape. Her choice might prompt the royal family to rethink its relationship with the media, exploring new strategies for balancing transparency with the need for personal boundaries. The global reaction to Anne's departure is likely to be as varied as the monarchy's international audience. For some, her decision may be seen as a courageous assertion of personal freedom, while others may view it as a sign of weakening resolve within the royal family. This diversity of perspectives underscores the complex and often contradictory nature of public sentiment toward the monarchy, reflecting its role as both a unifying symbol and a source of debate. Anne's choice to leave also raises philosophical questions about the nature of duty and service. For centuries, the monarchy has operated under the belief that its members are bound by a higher sense of duty, their personal desires secondary to the needs of the crown. Anne's departure challenges this notion, suggesting that duty is not an immutable concept, but one that must be continually redefined in light of changing circumstances. This shift could inspire a broader reevaluation of how duty is understood and enacted within the monarchy and beyond. The historical significance of this moment cannot be overlooked. Anne's departure will likely be remembered as a watershed event in the evolution of the monarchy, comparable to other pivotal moments that have reshaped its trajectory. Whether it is seen as a step toward modernization or as a sign of fragmentation, this event will undoubtedly leave a lasting imprint on the monarchy's legacy. For Princess Anne personally, stepping away from royal duties may open a new chapter in her life. Known for her love of equestrian pursuits and her passion for the causes she champions, she may now have more time to dedicate to these interests. It is also possible that she will continue to support her patronages in a less formal capacity, maintaining her connection to the work that has defined much of her public life. Whatever path she chooses, it is certain that she will approach it with the same determination and focus that have characterized her royal career. The decision also offers a moment of reflection on the broader role of royalty in contemporary society. As one of its most active members steps aside, the royal family faces the challenge of ensuring that its work remains impactful and relevant. This involves not only redistributing responsibilities, but also rethinking how it engages with the public and addresses the issues of the day. Princess Anne's departure could be a catalyst for such reflection, encouraging the institution to adapt to changing times while staying true to its core mission of service. The announcement that Princess Anne is stepping away from her royal duties is a momentous development with far-reaching implications. For the royal family, it represents both a challenge and an opportunity. For the public, it is a chance to celebrate the legacy of one of its most dedicated members while contemplating the future of the monarchy. For Princess Anne herself, it marks the beginning of a new chapter, one that promises to be as purposeful and impactful as her decades of service. In stepping back, she leaves a legacy of dedication, resilience, and quiet transformation, reminding us all of the power of service and the importance of embracing change. If you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, leave your comments below and tell us, what are your thoughts on Princess Anne leaving the royal family? We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.